Hey guys, happy Sunday. Ashlyn here from Minister for Happiness and welcome to this week's story time. So this week I was trying to think of a story that I could tell that would inspire people to stay with any decisions they've made. And I know it's still the beginning of a new year and we're all sometimes caught up with making resolutions or goal setting, which is wonderful. I'm just more in the space of, just make a decision on something that you want. And, it can be just that simple, make the decision. And I wanted a story that would come from my own life experience to maybe inspire you in your life for any decisions that you're going to make or need to make in the next while. And this happened to me nearly 9 years ago. I was turning 30 and a friend of mine had given me a book by the Dalai Lama called The Art of Happiness. And we both read the book and we were both really inspired and we both wanted to be in the presence of the Dalai Lama. So we went online searching to see if the Dalai Lama was coming to Ireland or maybe the UK in the coming months. It was around February. And I always remember we went online and found that he was coming to Ireland. He was coming to Dublin, I think, and UL. And we looked to book spaces and it was sold out. And I was a bit disappointed and I said to my friend Lisa at the time, I said, I'm going to get my picture taken with the Dalai Lama. And she laughed at me. She was like, you're not going to get your picture taken with the Dalai Lama. We can't even get tickets to the Dalai Lama. And I was like, no, I'm going to get my picture taken with the Dalai Lama. So I knew that at the time, a place I worked in, there were some clientele who were coming in, and one particular client I knew, he was someone who was probably the best chance I had at getting a ticket to this event. And I said to my friend, look, leave it with me, I'm just going to ask, because if you don't ask, you don't get. And a few days later I'm in work and this client comes in, his name was Martin, really lovely man, and I just asked him, I said, is there any possibility that you might be able to get tickets for the event with the Dalai Lama in UL in April? I think it was April. And he said, look, leave it with me, I'll see what I can do. And I said, obviously I paid for the tickets, but it's sold out and I'd really love to get it, to get in, myself and my friend. So a few weeks passed by and I didn't see Martin anymore. And I had booked the time off work. I had told everybody in work that I was going to get my picture taken with the Dalai Lama. I was telling everybody I knew I was going to get my picture taken with the Dalai Lama. And, everyone was laughing. But I had this decision made in my mind that I was going to have my picture taken with the Dalai Lama. I was going to be in the presence of this man. And close to the event happening was my 30th birthday. And I had invited some people from where I worked to come along, including this gentleman, Martin, who I'd asked for the tickets. But my 30th came and went, and there was no sign of Martin, and there was no sign of the tickets. In fact, he didn't even come into my workplace during that time. And about a week before the event with the Dalai Lama was happening in UL, my boss asked me, do you still need the time off work because you don't have tickets? And I was like, no, we'll hang on. I'm going to get my picture taken with the Dalai Lama. And my friend Lisa at this point had probably decided we weren't going to go, because it wasn't happening. But I was still sure, I had a feeling in my gut that this was still a possibility. And a few days before the event, my boss asked me again. She said, look, Ashlyn, do you still need the time off? And I said, give me till the end of the day. And within an hour, like magic, Martin walked in to the gym. And I was training him and I just said, any chance you were able to get tickets for the Dalai Lama? And he said, oh no, did you not get them? And I was like, no, we couldn't, it was sold out, sure. And I just left it go because look, in fairness, I knew if he could get tickets, he would. And when he was leaving the gym, he gave me a card. And he said, oh, by the way, happy 30th. And when I opened the card, lo and behold, there was 2 tickets for an audience with the Dalai Lama. So I went out and told my boss, I'm taking the time off, I got the tickets, I'm going to get my picture taken with the Dalai Lama. And I was so excited, I rang my friend Lisa. I was like, Lisa, we're going to see the Dalai Lama, we got tickets, we're going to get our picture taken with the Dalai Lama. At this point, it was funny for everybody that I wanted to get my picture with the Dalai Lama. So we travelled to Limerick and we stayed in Limerick the night before and we got up the next day and went to the event, and we were literally 3 rows back from the front row at this audience with the Dalai Lama. It was just amazing. I joked on the way over to UL to my friend, I said, Lisa, I'll definitely get my picture taken with the Dalai Lama. And she was like, no, you probably won't. But then we were 3 rows back. We were like, this is amazing. And we completely forgot about everything else. And we were just present in the experience and in the presence of this amazing man, and it was absolutely incredible. For anyone who was there, they would know he was just one of these people. Just being in his presence was enough. And after the event, we traveled back to our hotel, and we talked about what we'd heard, and it was just an amazing experience. I'm really grateful for it. And my friend, in fairness, didn't say, "Oh, you never got your picture taken." Thankfully she didn't, because the next day when we were travelling back to Cork, early in the morning, her mom rang us. And I was driving, and Lisa answered the phone, and her mom was asking, "How did you get on at the event?" And Lisa said it was brilliant. And her mom said, "Yeah, I can see you in the paper here with the Dalai Lama." And Lisa was like, "What?" And of course I could hear the conversation as I was driving, and I was like, how does she see us with the Dalai Lama in the paper? We were in the audience. It turned out that the front page of the Cork Examiner the following day had a picture of the Dalai Lama on the audience. And the way the camera was in the picture, you could see the first few rows of people sitting. And Lisa's mother said you could distinctively see our faces looking up at the Dalai Lama. So, in the end, I did get my picture with the Dalai Lama, and I still have it. And obviously, it's not maybe the way that I expected the picture to be. In my mind, when I said I was getting my picture taken with the Dalai Lama, and I made the decision that I was going to go, I didn't know how, I didn't know where, I didn't know how the picture would be taken, but I did get what I decided I wanted. And that's the thing. Sometimes in life there's something you really, really want, but sometimes we get in our own way when we start to look for the details. You know, sometimes the details aren't necessary. Sometimes we don't need to know exactly how things are going to happen. Sometimes we have to just trust and take the next step and, you know, go with the inspired action. You know, I didn't know how we were going to get tickets when the event was sold out, but somebody's name popped in my head and somebody came in front of me and I asked them. When I didn't see them for weeks on end, I didn't get upset about it. When they turned up and they said they didn't have tickets, I still wasn't disheartened or gutted, and we ended up getting tickets. Even when we didn't get our picture taken on the day with the Dalai Lama, I didn't get caught up with that either, because we had had the experience we wanted. And then when I did get my picture taken and it was on the front of the paper, you know, it just made it all the more fun. And if you can just make a decision and allow life to guide you, and it should be easy, it shouldn't be too much effort, then you'll be surprised how life will give you what you ask for. So that's this week's story, and I hope it inspires you. And just make the decision and let life, you know, bring you along. And you'd be surprised how things might turn out, and you might get that picture with that person or that relationship or that goal or that whatever it is that you want to achieve. So thanks for listening in. Until next Sunday, have a wonderful week. And for those of you who like the stories and you'd like a bit more, and maybe you're interested in learning to relax or take a bit of time for yourself in the week, then I run a weekly class at Essential Wellness in Ballincollig in this beautiful studio in Ballincollig. And it's on from 7 to 8 p.m. every Thursday, so please come along. And if you like these videos, please like and share them, and you know, somebody that you know might benefit from them also. Until next week, have a super Sunday and have the best week ever. Bye.